What's up, everybody? It's Russell again. If you're new to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can keep up to date with all my stock alert service reviews. So today I want to revisit the past. So I want to talk about this guy, Cameron FOUS. And I first came across FOUS about 10 years ago when I was first starting to learn how to trade. So my wife actually went to school with Cameron FOUS, and she was on his Facebook one day, and she saw that he was posting all this stock trading stuff with like fancy cars and all this wealth that he was generating. So that sucked us in, and that's actually the very first time we started to trade was with Cameron FOUS on Profitly when he ran his day trading platform back then with Tim Sykes. So over the years, I've seen FOUS evolve and watched him, and I wanted to give just like an overview of his trading style and also like how you can join him today because things have changed quite a bit over the years. So yeah, like I remember we'd see him making 50 grand a month trading stocks. His advertising was totally over the top. And at the time I was only making about 50k a year. So to see somebody making 50,000 a month with apparently very little effort was pretty amazing to me. So I was pretty much blown away. I couldn't believe it. And honestly, that was completely over the top advertising, but it totally changed my life because it introduced me to the world of trading. So did I have much success with FOUS's patterns? Well, let me show you later on in this review. So he started off at Profitly, like I said, but now he runs this site called IKN or Iconic Traders. I'm going to talk a little bit about that too. It's quite an interesting rebrand that he went through over the last few years. So, like I said, my wife went to school with FOUS, and it's actually where I met my wife. It was in Eugene, Oregon. And back then, apparently, he was kind of a show off as well, which seems to reflect in his marketing. So at the time of writing this article, he was actually in an in-between phase. He'd kind of finished up at Profitly and moved to his own site, stock, FOUSalerts.com even. And he was traveling around, like he was going to South America and Asia and living basically as a digital nomad, so trading from all these fancy mansions across the world. Then he moved to San Diego and was trading there for a bit. Actually, it's where he actually started trading, I think, by the looks of it. And he started off as a bartender and then became a full time trader. So, kind of a brief overview of the FOUS history. So, he started trading at the time when stocks were doing really well. It was right after the recession and things were starting to go back up into the bull market after the recovery. So, I started trading with FOUS in his chat room where he basically did day trades. And as you can imagine, a brand new trader trying to follow somebody's trades that were small, few percent moves intraday was pretty difficult. And we got burned quite a bit with that. I think we lost a few $1,000s trying to follow his trades. The weird thing was though, like FOUS had started off as a swing trader, but the markets had kind of changed and he adapted to becoming more of a day trader, and that's when we joined him, which is unfortunate because the swing trading would be much, much easier to replicate. So a lot of people think that Cameron FOUS is a scam because it's very difficult for him to make alerts with his day trades where you can actually follow them. So the thing is, he's not a scam because he uses textbook technical analysis. So he uses very simple patterns that he rebranded called the FOUS 4. And that's a bit of marketing genius, but basically they're just uptrend and triangle breakouts that he uses. So let me kind of show you here. So anybody that's learned the basics, if you have a breakout, you'll have like volume coming in and you'll get this support resistant type of pattern where you're getting higher lows. And eventually, if you're lucky, you can buy in near the convergence here and you'll get this breakout going up. So this is one of his swing trades where it was over months, but it can also apply to intraday as well. So the original FOUS 4 was a strategy and a DVD that he produced where he went through four, hence the name FOUS 4, four variations of this type of breakout. And then he produced FOUS 4 times 2. Neither of these DVDs are available as far as I can tell. So the basics are easy to learn on the internet though. You don't really need FOUS 4 DVDs to teach you this stuff. He moved on to FOUS 4x2, which was intraday patterns, and these are some examples of his intraday. Basically, you can see F1, which was at a certain time frame. F2, again, it was just the same pattern but a different time frame intraday. And then into the close was F3. He also has some of the other ones where he called them cool names like FOUS Gold or something like that. But basically, they were all the same kind of pattern. So here's the FOUS Revival pattern. Really, it's just been on a downtrend, and then you get this ascending triangle pattern, and then the breakout three-phase triangle pattern. So nothing spectacular. He's pretty good at managing these trades, though. At least some of the time, it seemed. One thing that I noticed today is one of the stocks that I'm in at the moment, EVR. It's a swing trade. It's actually doing a similar pattern to the FOUS 4. And actually today it just broke up above 145, so it started to have its breakout here. So hopefully that'll continue. And I will go back to my roots of following FOUS. So his marketing is crazy. And this puts everybody off because it's the usual lifestyle stuff. He learned it from the well-known guy Tim Sykes. So if you go to his Instagram, this is FOUS's Instagram, he has all these pictures of him posing and fancy mansions, like places he's been. He seems to have changed it a little bit since I used to follow him, where he had way more car pictures. So I'm just looking down. I don't see any car pictures. Let's go reload this. But this kind of happened because when he changed his style, so he ran FOUS 4 alerts, and that was a chat room where he just did his day trading and stuff. Then he kind of disappeared for a while to find himself. I think he had a breakup with a girlfriend, and he became all like insightful and saying, that you got to improve yourself, and that's where this IKNK started to come out. We create traders, and he started off with all this mindset stuff, and then turns out he's just doing the same thing again, where he has a Discord chat room this time. I think it's $100 a month. And a lot of the time when this came out, he kept going on and on about how he was ashamed of his previous marketing with fancy cars and everything, and how like he wasn't happy and he turned to alcohol and stuff. But unfortunately, he's still posing with fancy cars and things. Here's a recent, motorbike on the beach. Check out how successful I am, type of thing. He still does it, and in his YouTube videos in particular, he will say, "Oh, I was a terrible, terrible person. I just marketed to all these people using fancy money things." But in the video that he's saying this in, he'll show all of his previous wealth and how rich he is with his Maseratis and his cars. So kind of weird. He's still doing the lifestyle marketing, but trying to do it in more like a subtle way. So kind of like the humble brag kind of thing. This guy's been trading for about 15 years, so he knows his stuff. And from what I can tell, like he is a decent trader. I went through a period where I thought he was maybe a bit of a scam, but that's mainly because I couldn't really follow his alerts because I was too much of a noob. His chat room back in the day, I haven't been in the new Discord, but his FOUS alerts chat room tended to attract this young male culture, and that puts off a lot of people because like they kept thinking they were so cool, like gangster types bragging about girls and money and alcohol and drinking and everything, which obviously the type of marketing he was doing was attracting these types of people more than something like our chat room where we don't do any type of marketing like that and we get some really, really great people. So um, let's see what else do I have to say about FOUS. So yeah, his 4 patterns. He's pretty good at cutting losses. I remember that. Didn't like his customer service back in the day, but it's a completely different company now, so it's probably not relevant to this up-to-date review. Yeah, so overall, I do think FOUS is a good trader, and he does have some good information on, for beginners on trading, simple video lessons and things. I think it's like anything though, you got to put in the work. He has another guy involved in this. Try and see who he is. Let's see. Some guy who claims to be a really good trader, but I don't know much about. This guy, Matt. So it sounds like he does a lot of the work in FOUS's Discord room. So I think that is pretty much all I have to say about Cameron FOUS. Overall, I think he's worth checking out if you're a day trader. I think especially if you're a beginner, he can really teach you kind of some of the basics like volume, breakout, stop losses, that kind of thing, um, just to really get you up to speed. Here's what you get in his IKNK traders for $97 a month. You get week live trade streams, market commentary, daily hot stock watch list, pre-market game plan, access to news feeds. There is a sort of weirder, shadier side to FOUS in that he went down this whole path with doing some crazy hedge fund thing, which didn't seem to work out very well. And now he's promoting some sort of bot. I think if we go to his Instagram, see, yeah, this weird Forex stuff. Back in the day, he was like really against Forex, saying it was all a scam, and now he's promoting this. Um, Never been here before. So yeah, he's branched into Forex and crypto a lot since I used to follow him. So I'm not really quite sure what the story is, but I'm pretty much ignoring it. Anyway, I think that's all I have to say on Cameron FOUS. I think if you're looking for some simple, technical analysis from a successful trader, then he's definitely worth checking out. So anyway, thanks again for listening, and I'll be back soon with another video of one of these gurus or a stock alert service. All right, thanks.